Good morning, folks. It is July 28th, 2022, about 10:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. I hope our crew is keeping you well and safe wherever you are in the world. Please make sure to hit that like button and share this across other platforms. If you happen to be new, please make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell in case we have any critical future updates. We're currently looking at solar ham today, and something to keep in mind, folks. We've not only did we have a couple of C flares, nothing major. This one here actually happened on the western limb as it was going away from us. And both of these were spontaneous flares, so there's really no major coronal mass ejection with them that's coming our direction that we need to be concerned about. But here's something else that we need to keep in mind. Looking over here at our real-time solar wind, and as we can see, we've actually been having some events. Okay, this is from last night. Looks like we had some event today. We had some event 2 days ago. Okay, and you come over here and we look at Ace Mag and Sweep Ham. We can see it a little bit better here. We can see it came all the way down here almost to -8, -9, and it's got to make you wonder what's doing that. So let's tap on this and get a little bit more detail and see about what this event was looking like. So here we are, and by tapping on that, it takes us to Space Weather Prediction Center. So by coming here, we can actually look at everywhere we've got these little purple bars is where we're in an event. Okay, so you can see that we were in an event. It has to get to -6. So we got all the way. Oh, look at that! I said -8. It was -8. Now we also had a little bit over here, just right at -5, -6. So nothing super major. But with this one here, take a look down here. Look at our density. It wasn't very high. We had this event going on, and you see our BZ and RT, our magnetic poles, our magnetic field, if you will, just bouncing all over the place. And yet the density is pretty constant. The speed is pretty constant. Now here there was a little bit in temperature variation. The temperature dropped and then kind of came back up, which is kind of interesting, to be honest with you. It's like, oh, okay, that's weird. But everything else seems to be the same. You've got speed, density, but temperature drops. Well, what would that be indicative? How could we have an event if the temperature's dropping? How would the temperature drop? Well, let me show you. It's all because of our north and south poles. They are moving. They're always moving. And anytime they make a little shift or a little shimmy, if you will, and start traveling along even further, we get a weakness in our geomagnetic field. Okay, and so when they move, that's when we start seeing this without any other activities going on. So when our density isn't moving, the speed isn't moving, and nothing's happening, you know, pretty much nothing happened. The temperature dropped. Well, that's because our magnetic field was bouncing all over the place, and it allowed the colder space air to come in. It would be my possibility. Okay, I mean, it's not a major drop, but it's either way, it's something to take note of. So that's why we see all of this activity, but yet density is the same, speed is the same, and it's because our north and south poles, once again, are on the move. The only thing to take real note of is that we've got some coronal holes on our sun. This is 193 angstroms of light. And as we can see, this one here, actually the solar winds from this should be arriving here probably within the next day or two. And then within the next 4 or 5 days, these guys here, we should be getting some arrivals of solar wind from these guys down here on the southern region of our sun. We're going to jump over and take a quick look at the Schumann. This is our electromagnetic field up top, and this right here is the actual Schumann Resonance, the Italian model going on right now. There's little bits going on, not a whole lot coming from the ground. However, over the past few days, we've definitely had some. We have the 25th here, and as you can see, we have our solid brick wall shoot up here, and we have our brick wall here from the 26th. So there's a lot, and it actually carried all the way over into the 27th and died down to nothing. Now, we do add a little bit of activity. Day's not over yet. You never know. It could just end up being like this, or it could shoot straight up like this. You see how it kind of started to lead up, and then all of a sudden, boop! There's no telling. Now, something to keep in mind when we've got all these coronal mass ejections, folks. I know a lot of you might have been following what's going on. We've had a lot of earthquakes and volcanoes that are going off. I mean, I've told you guys about the one here in Japan. Not Sawanzo. Oh, there it is. Sakurajima. That one is going off. There's been evacuation orders, but look at all of this. 5.0, 7.0, lots of swarming going on in this area. They're swarming up here, but this area in particular, it's right on the tectonic plate. I mean, you see the swarming down there. Let's actually zoom in here a little bit more. Where are we at here? Look at this swarming. All of these earthquakes going on. That is a lot. And it's right here, right on either side, but mostly on this side. You look at all of that activity. Now there also was a tsunami buoys going off, and there was a small tsunami associated with this. Okay. Now all of these earthquakes, and now there was also some over here in Chile. Look at this here. 6.2, 6.1 over in Chile, again, along the tectonic ridge. Now, a lot of this is going to happen because of these coronal mass ejections when we take it. Now, they don't happen right away when we get impacted, okay? When you punch imagine punching a bag, it's the bounce back when everything does the majority of its shifting, if that makes sense. That so far has been noticed. I've never noticed immediate earthquakes and volcanoes. It's after it's passed and the earth kind of is bouncing back. That's, for some reason, that's the way that it seems to work. So, oh, come on. There we are. So once again, there's a lot of stuff going on in the Philippines, and we come over here and check out our National Buoy Center. They were going off yesterday, but we'll actually take a look at them, and we can see they hit here. There was one here and one here. So that definitely tells you tsunami. There was a tsunami. It was a small one. I have not found any updated news. In fact, I can go and check that really quick to see what's going on with that, if there's anything that's being reported yet. So far, I have not found anything yet. MSN, mainstream media, is saying the false tsunami posts. Well, okay, I only believe almost nothing of what they say. But they are saying that there's no tsunami warning issued, even though the buoys were going off. No tsunami threat to Hawaii after the quake. Let's see. Days ago. Oh, what in the world? No. So yeah, after doing a little bit of digging, I'm not seeing that there was a tsunami. There was rumors, and so apparently this seems to be false. So thank goodness for the people over there. However, there was significant damage. Eyes open, no fear, and remember that love is the only way forward. So there will fall.